All right, so we're gonna move on. Is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Holding on to your pants.
I didn't wear pants today.
I was wondering why you were sucked up close to the countertop over there.
You sounded like you had a hard time getting that sentence
I
out.
did. It threw me off. All right.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
If we are to have faith and justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!
Hello, everybody. It's time for more Law Light. Ho, ho, ho. We are excited today, PJ, because we're sitting at the high-rise white brick edifice at 530 Frederica Street, and it is time for Law Light already. Yep. Seems like we did this just yesterday.
I know, or at least last week.
And I honestly don't have much of a voice left because I just got through recording like 30 different radio commercials.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, but we had fun.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you did all their work for them.
Yeah, I know. I should get a paycheck.
What are you paying them for?
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, got a lot to get to today. We have to introduce our special guest, very special guest, Kelley. Back with us, Kelley Chappell. Back with us.
Back again.
Right. Guess who's back? Back again. All right. But now Kelley's
now we have
here.
To pay royalties.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh well, just make me sound off tune or something.
I can do that. Totally auto tune your voice.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the situation. Kelley was gracious enough to step in today. We had lined up my wife Missy to come back today to be a guest on this edition of the Final Four Christmas movie pick. Okay.
Yeah.
But she had to go get her driver's license down at and when she got there, she was missing one piece of identification to get that new license, the special license with the star on it or whatever it is. So she had to go back home and do that, and then she has to pick Jax up from school. So we have Kelley with us, and we're not saying that's a step down or a step up. We're just going to say we're gracious to have Kelley, okay?
Thanks, guys.
You're right on par.
But I better be, yeah. I mean, obviously you're not my wife, okay? But,
no.
You are a good guest.
Thanks.
And the thing is we were going to talk to Missy some about she worked here for close to 2 years. Okay, she worked for Foreman Watson Holtry as worked as our staff nurse, helping us with clients, keeping them in touch with their doctors and their treatment, and then helping us with medical records and things like that.
And helping me decide if I have a brain tumor.
Right, and she actually mentioned that she was looking forward to hearing what you were going to ask her about today.
I have a few things.
You're such a hypochondriac.
I am. It's bad.
I'm not allowed to say who Missy's employer is, but she has gone and taken a frontline job that deals directly every day with COVID. And the position that she has been, she's a supervising nurse in that position. And one of the things I was wanting to talk to her about was, having spent 2 years on the legal side of it, of looking at medical legal issues, being on the legal side of it, how has it changed her vantage point now that she's gone back into the medical field?
Yeah.
And I know she had some things that she was going to ask. It was interesting. One of the nurses that works with her they were moving some things around, and she felt like she had strained her back. And Missy immediately was like, "That needs to be taken." She knew exactly what to do to get this person compliant with the requirements. The other thing that was interesting is they were having problems, like I think with a door sticking or something, and a lot of the nurses were like having to pull on this door, and she was afraid somebody would get hurt, and so she was quick to get that situation remedied. And so I think that, and it's one of the things that's interesting is once you've worked in the legal field, doing especially what we do, focusing especially on injury law, you don't look at life the same outside. I mean, your poor child will forever be protected in a way because everything, you're going to look at everything on how it could fail or how she could be hurt.
Absolutely.
Right. My kids still wear me out, PJ, because I never bought them a trampoline. Never bought them a trampoline until like I was like coerced in the last minutes of like as they were getting older. But the reason I didn't was because when they were little babies, I had a trampoline case where a kid broke his leg in 3 different places and now has leg length discrepancy because of that.
Yikes.
And so when you do this for a living, it really does. I mean, like you're extra careful about the car seat and the buckles and everything,
Going on 6 years here. Yeah.
That's right. So
see, I was really cautious about everything before I started working here. And now it's worse.
Anxiety.
So we have a
roof.
trampoline. We have a trampoline.
You need
in
to
our
get rid of
house,
that.
Well, it's got one of the things that wrap all the way
net.
around it. But I do know that doesn't necessarily mean anything because their leg can go down up under where the springs.
Because the pad that covers the springs is not. We took the deposition of the manufacturer of the particular trampoline in our case, and they admitted, they had to admit under oath that the materials they used they knew would last about 90 to 180 days under normal weather conditions. And so they know and then they know the consumer is not going to go out and spend another $120 for that pad.
No.
They're going to keep using it.
Right.
And so it is set up to fail, basically. And anyway, we'll go down that road. We want to talk to you, though, since you've stepped in. Let's give you a minute to tell us all about the new addition to your family, okay? You haven't been on since you had her.
I have not. I have a new precious baby girl, almost 4 months old. I can't believe it. The week after Christmas, she'll be 4 months already. Her name is
She'll be
Paisley.
graduating from high school before we know it.
Oh, it goes so fast.
I know, time's been flying, and I love every moment I get with her at home.
Yeah.
Her name's Paisley Ray Chappell, and she's just absolutely amazing.
Well, that's great. Yeah, well, she's a cutie. The pictures on Facebook are just priceless.
Thank you.
So we are watching closely because I know Missy ordered Paisley a little something, and it has not been delivered, and we wanted to give it to her before Christmas. But if not, it'll be great for after Christmas. It's something you can use. But we saw it, and I was like, we gotta get Paisley that. So the transition back to work's been a little bit. It's like you don't want to be away from her, right?
Right. It's hard.
Yeah.
I cried my first day driving back to the office. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, those are tough times, but we're glad that you came through it without any significant complications, and that Paisley was beautiful and healthy. And so, what a great thing it is to have that have happened with you guys and be a part of that.
Well,
so
thank you. This will be our first Christmas with her, so we're really excited.
Well, those are good times. Even though she doesn't know what's going on, those are fun times. So. Let her sit there in the middle of all the wrapping paper and look at it and pull on it and stuff.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah,
until she decides to start trying to climb into the tree.
Is she crawling it? No. Right.
We're not even sitting up or anything.
See, those are the days that I miss. I miss
when you can just lay them still.
You just lay them on the floor and they can't go anywhere or do anything, and they don't tell you how much you suck.
Mm-hmm. You hold things above them and you see their eyes light up.
Oh, she's laughing.
Giggling. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that is
awesome.
Meat and potatoes, man.
Yes.
That is good stuff. All right. Well, PJ, anything new going on in your? I guess everybody saw that starting January 4th, we're going to kind of come back to a full schedule here,
and I'm looking forward to that.
Why is that?
So
Why,
much.
PJ? You don't love your family?
God.
Yeah. So see what it's going to turn into, Kelly.
No, I did love my family until I decided to start spending more time with them. It's weird. So Logan is the child that I tend to get onto the most. He's a little more combative and doesn't do well with authority. But this whole virtual schooling thing is it's a nightmare because you have to constantly hover to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Staying on task.
And I don't know if it's because it's right before Christmas or what the situation is, but the last 3 weeks have been harrowing to say the least. We've caught and Connor is the kid that we never get onto. It seems like all of a sudden everything we could have gotten angry with him about, or the little missteps or poor choices, he decided to save up and start doing them all at once in the last 3 weeks.
There you go. Doesn't
he
he know Christmas is coming up? Oh wait, that's right. You don't do Santa.
We don't celebrate Christmas in the house, but we still do we do the gift thing with other sides of the family.
Right, I got you.
So they still know that they're getting things, and even though in their opinion Santa may not be real, They still know that they have to be good to get the things that they're supposed to get.
Right.
But we've caught Connor falling asleep. Oh, this is really good. We figured out why we caught Connor falling asleep. He made a Fortnite pact with his cousin, who's the same age. And yesterday morning, Trina got a text from her sister. They busted Haven, his cousin, playing Fortnite at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And they said, "Who are you playing with?" And he immediately was like, "I'm playing with Connor." They've been getting up in the middle of the night and playing Fortnite. We don't allow them to play games at all during the week. That's like a reward kind of, you get to play games. You can play games all weekend as long as you do well during the week with school and all that. And so, of course, it could be taken away if they don't. We found out, and I don't know how long it's been going on, but Connor's
they've been getting up
sneaking
getting
middle
up
of the night
to play Fortnite.
Yeah, and then we busted him like falling asleep at his computer, and he's like, I'm tired. I don't know why I'm tired. Well, now we know why he's tired.
Because he's out there burning both ends of the old candle.
So, and he got grounded for the first time about 2.5 weeks ago because he told us that his he had been doing really good in school, and he said, "Hey, I got all my assignments done." So to be nice, we were like, you know what? We'll let you play this once during the week. So he goes and plays Fortnite. Then we come to find out he didn't do any of his assignments for that day. He lied.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
But when he got caught, he didn't continue to lie. He'll admit to it right away. He'll say, "Yeah, I lied. It was stupid. I shouldn't have done that." But he's been doing it's little thing. Well, little. It's not little.
Yeah,
it's things like that have been happening frequently the last 3 weeks. And then, of course, the Fortnite thing in the middle of the night that we caught him sneaking so he could play with his cousin.
So poor Connor's had a rough stretch here.
Apparently
so.
I blame it on the Mandalorian.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because he's really gotten into the Mandalorian. The Mandalorians, they make their own path. They're rebels.
Well, that you need to get them out of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's all George Lucas's fault.
Well, let me tell you something here. What you just said is that you're looking forward to coming back here. But
yes,
because you're tired of having to hover over your kids. But see, that's the problem. Is that when everybody comes back to work here, I've got to hover. I've got to make sure that you guys are doing your work and not falling asleep at your computer.
That's true.
I have caught Kelly face down on the keyboard drooling, I haven't said anything because I'm sure she's having to get up and do feedings in the middle of the night.
Right.
So we're not going to say anything about this.
Is that true?
Not even close.
Yeah. Well, lighthearted show today. Christmas is coming up. It's hard to stay on task about anything super serious. Let's jump into our contest now.
Our journey.
Let us sort of review where we've been and where we're going. The purpose of today's selection show is going to be to reduce this down to 2 movies. Okay. Now you and I have been taking some heat. Right? I mean, I've been getting some messages like, how in the world could, that movie make it, and where was that movie, And at first they were just little murmurings, because when a movie advanced from 32 into 16, that was palatable to some, right?
Yeah.
But as some of these have been playing out people are getting upset about it, right? I've seen some of the comments on your Facebook,
Yeah.
And I love it when you say, well, just listen to the show. You'll see how we got here. Okay?
Right. Which I had another one of those just the other day.
Yeah, I saw
and the
that.
guy came back and was like, yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough, right.
Yeah.
I saw that. Right. And here's the thing. The one thing I'm looking forward to today is that we don't have to discuss whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie, because Die Hard got beat out last week.
It did, but it's still a Christmas movie.
Okay, so we don't have to have that discussion today. But what we did is, for those who may just choose to listen to this episode and not be kind enough to listen to the previous episodes, we started with 32 movies. And those were selected by you, and there was some disagreement about how certain movies were even left off the initial list.
Right.
Like, I think Frosty the Snowman. Now, because I made some rules up, halfway through we were able to drop Frosty the Snowman in there.
Well, there was a discrepancy with one film.
That's right.
So it had to be removed.
It had to be removed. And when it was removed, we were able to place one in its place, and we put Frosty the Snowman in, and immediately it was knocked out by the movie it was up against. So, anyhow, we've had an interesting journey, a few twists and turns. We've had people on the show that don't know much about Christmas movies, and Jim came on last week, and he was like, he had a lot of insight and thought about these movies.
He could be a
movie critic.
Be a critic.
Yes, he could. He
really did.
He's
have
serious
some good
about
insight.
his Christmas movies.
He took it serious.
He must be, yeah.
He was. I was like, wow, I was impressed with that. And so he jumped into the selection process that brought us from 8.
No pressure, Kelly.
Down to 4.
Right?
Now we have Kelly here. Now, before we get to this in December and leading up to, do you make it a point to watch Christmas movies?
I do.
Okay. Now, do you watch some that are like the hokey ones on Hallmark, or do you kind of stick with the traditional 16 to 32 movies that we see every year?
Both, but my all-time favorite actually is White Christmas, and I watch that every year.
Okay, now, PJ, that could make next year's. We've decided that this is a good thing, this movie thing, because a lot of it's the way of the draw. So maybe what we need to do next year is, instead of having, what we'll do is we'll let you pick the 32. Okay.
Right.
And we'll just rip up pieces of paper and we'll draw them out of the thing, and the matchups will be pure random draw.
I like that. Then it's no pressure on me for when people say,
Right.
"Well, wait, why did you put that against that?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I thought it would be a good match.
We'll do a random draw. We have a couple, like Polar Express wasn't on the 32. White Christmas was not on the 32. We did have Black Christmas, which is interesting.
Well, it's because I've seen Black Christmas.
Yeah. So
Never seen White Christmas?
I've never seen White Christmas.
You're
PJ,
missing
you need
out.
to watch it this weekend.
Yeah. There's still a bunch of movies that I need to watch in like Christmas movies I need to watch in general.
All right. Well, without further ado, and giving that backdrop, Kelly, here's the rules.
Okay.
You vote. He votes. We talk about the public. If you two, the public is not like, the public just kind of helps me digest what's going on. If you two agree, then I don't need to vote. But if you two disagree, I cast the deciding vote. Okay? That's the rules. So we're going to start off.
Cat purring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Christmas movie Final Four, brought to you by Foreman Watson Hultree. Christmas Vacation versus Jingle All the Way. Kelly, you get to talk first about this matchup. Which movie would you pick between Jingle All the Way and Christmas Vacation?
Between those two, I think I have to go with Christmas Vacation.
We've Googled some information about these movies as we went through. That Christmas Vacation is not just the number one quoted Christmas movie, that it is the number one most quoted movie in America. That people quote that movie all throughout the year. All throughout the year, different quotes from that movie are used more than anything. It was funny. A friend of mine sent me an email saying, hey, he's kind of going through a rough patch, and he said, hey, I wasn't expecting it, but I got an email and my employer is going to give me a bonus, and I was like, oh, that'll help out a lot. And then I wrote back, I said, unless it's the Jelly of the Month Club, and again, it had nothing to do with Christmas. I mean, for me, I was just like, yeah, you're getting a bonus, so I hope it's not a Jelly of the Month Club. So, you just quote things like that. You don't think about how much you quote this movie.
My husband gets a ham.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
What's funny is I've had conversations with people where for the longest time, every time someone would say, oh, my job gave me a turkey for Christmas, my response would always be, Clark, that's the gift that keeps giving all year long.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter what it was, but that would just be what I said.
That's it. It's a good movie. And so Kelly is casting her vote for Christmas Vacation. Now, PJ, for you, between Christmas Vacation and Jingle All the Way, what gets the nod?
I'm going to have to follow in the footsteps of Kelly and go with Christmas Vacation.
Good choice.
Jingle All the Way is a good movie. I do enjoy it. But when I think Christmas movies, I have to be honest, I kind of forgot about Jingle All the Way before even though I own the movie. I just don't think of Jingle All the Way for some reason when it comes to Christmas. There's a very select few Christmas movies I think of. Christmas Vacation is definitely one of those movies that I grew up watching every year.
Right.
And I didn't realize how prevalent Jingle All the Way was with people, how popular and beloved it actually is. Because like I said, for me, it's kind of a forgotten gem, I guess you could say. But Christmas Vacation is one of those movies where I don't, no matter, it beat out Die Hard.
Well, Jingle All the Way, my vote doesn't matter here, okay? But for the public to know, this would have been if we were best 2 out of 3, still would win because you two picked Christmas. But I would have casted my vote for Jingle All the Way. It is personally my favorite
Really?
Christmas
The
movie.
underdog.
I love it, and that's probably the reason it may have made it this far is because I just kept pulling.
Yeah, I
little-
noticed last week you picked Jingle All the Way. I can't remember what it was up against, but it was against a movie that I wouldn't have.
Right,
picked.
I know, and so Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, and the public feels the same. It beat out Jingle All the Way quite a bit with everyone who voted.
You're gonna get it to the final, the championship game. Christmas Vacation next week. By the way, if the kids are listening, we are going to have Santa Claus present for the final selection, for the final game, okay? And that's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah,
don't come to the office looking for him, but be listening for him, okay? Because he will be on the airways. All right.
He'll still be at the North Pole. He can't be here.
Yeah, we're going to radio him in.
Social distancing.
That's
still.
right. Social distancing. Yeah, we are all about keeping Santa safe this time of year.
That's right.
He does not need the virus.
That's
okay?
true.
All right. So we're going to move on. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Holding on to
Ready.
your pants? Okay, here we go.
I didn't wear pants today.
I was wondering why you were sucked up close to the countertop over there. Yeah.
You sounded like you had a hard time getting that sentence
I
out.
did. It threw me off. Woo. All right. PJ, you're going to vote first.
Okay.
This is the number 3 and number 4 of the final 4. We have Home Alone. And Home Alone is squaring off with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I think we have well established that Rudolph is just a classic. It predates.
Wonderful movie.
It predates at least 2/3 of the people in this room.
What the heck, man?
No, I'm
Really?
sure it's
You
older
went
than
there?
you. I'm joking.
Now I'm curious. What year did Rudolph come out?
Oh, let's guess. Let's have a contest, okay? I'm going to say it came out in 1964. Kelly, you guess. PJ, don't pull it up yet.
No, I'm not looking it up.
I'll
want you to
go
vote.
with randomly 1972.
72, 64. The closest gets a smoothie from Wheatgrass Juice Bar. On me.
You said 64, right?
I said 64. Whoever's closest.
I'm going to go with, I'm pretty sure it was the 60s. I'm going to go with 67.
67,
Right in the
64, and you said 72.
72.
All right, here we go. This is for a smoothie from Wheatgrass Juice Bar.
You were right on the red nose.
64? All right.
Wow.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I have to buy myself a smoothie.
So 64, it obviously
It
you
barely
came after. You came after, I'm sure.
barely beat me. I knew I watched it. I remember watching it as really young. And we had a TV room in my house, and I was allowed 1 hour of TV a week. PJ, my parents let me watch 1 hour of TV, and they wouldn't. I know this sounds bad, but in Florida, you don't have to heat your houses that much, But when you would have to heat your houses, it was kind of expensive. They used fuel oil, and so my parents would shut off the TV room, shut off to where we didn't have to heat it. So it was almost more punishment to go in and watch an hour of TV than it was a reward for doing something right, okay?
Right.
But I remember at Christmas time that rule was lifted so I could watch Christmas movies that were on the primary ABC, NBC, and CBS. And I can vividly remember sitting in there watching Rudolph. So I knew it had to be before I was born. I was born in 69, but I didn't know how. 64 was a guess.
Well, it's a good guess because you were right.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on it. I'm going to have to go with Home Alone. It's a
Home Alone
it's a
gets
fun movie.
your vote, huh?
It's funny. It's heartwarming. It's, of course, I mean, the whole thing between Kevin McAllister and the Sticky Bandits. It's like, well, I guess it's Wet Bandits in
Wet
that movie.
Bandits,
Sticky
right.
Bandits came in the sequel.
New York.
And he got knocked out.
Yeah. But
Alone 2 got
so
knocked
yes,
out.
I'm going to have to go with Home Alone.
Home Alone gets the nod. Okay, Kelly, where are you on this?
Well, I agree with PJ that they're both great movies, but I also have to agree with him that Home Alone is just fun. I catch myself quoting that so much. Even throughout the year, I catch myself saying things such as, Buzz, your girlfriend, Wolf. It's crazy, but I do. So I'm going with Home Alone.
Home Alone gets the nod. Okay. All right, and public-wise, again, was this one close, or was it pretty much a runaway, or where were we?
No, it beat it out quite.
Home Alone beat it out
beat it
pretty
out by
bad?
almost 10.
Now, this
votes.
is one where I would not have differed with you guys. I would. It's going to get the commanding vote from me too. I like Rudolph. It's lighthearted, and even though some people tried to look at way more into it, as we discussed last week, about it being a movie about bullying, whatever. For those of you that are offended by Rudolph, I will share this little Christmas story. My father used to load his shotgun on Christmas Eve, and used to tell me that this year he was going to make sure that he took care of Santa, because he's tired of all this Santa Claus stuff. And so he would load his shotgun, and I would be, no, Mom, Dad's going to kill Santa Claus. Dad's killing Santa Claus. And Dad's like, I'm going to get the old boy this year, and he'd shine up his barrel of his gun, and I was like, no, Mom, he's really going to do it. And she would yell at my dad, Ben, stop that. That's not a good idea, So he would do that. Well, about 3 years into this game that he played, he said, I'm getting Santa this year. Oh, no, Daddy, like that. And he goes, and so I went to bed, and Dad went out off the back porch, and boom, boom, boom. And I heard Dad go, I missed him. So you know what? It's hard to offend me. And I was raised with a little bit of brute and brawn, okay? So I don't think Rudolph is a bullying movie at all. I think it's a wonderful movie. It's unfortunate that it got paired against Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. I think in a different pairing it could have.
To make it to the Final Four, hats off to all four of these movies, right?
Now, if Rudolph was against Jingle All the Way, I'd have picked Rudolph.
Same.
Well, yeah. See, and again, it comes down to the pairing. So I'm gonna scratch it in here. Home Alone. All right. Now next week, guys, this is a heavy hitter. This is like Foreman, Watson, Holtree versus. Well, there's not really anybody equivalent to us, but this would be kind of like Morgan and Morgan going off against Rhodes and Rhodes or something like that, right? So I mean, because then they would play for the right to maybe have a chance against us. But anyway, Christmas Vacation is taking on Home Alone. Christmas Vacation is taking on Home Alone. We are going to dedicate almost 100% of the next show to things about these two movies. I'm going to do a little research on them. We're going to get some factoids about these movies, okay, some trivia, and we are going to pick this. And Santa Claus himself is going, what we're going to do is here's how we're going to switch the tables. Kelly, tell me if you think this is a good idea. I will vote and PJ will vote. The deciding vote will be cast by Santa Claus.
Well, he knows Christmas better than anybody.
That's right.
That's
so
true.
Santa Claus, Santa ho Claus, is going to cast the deciding vote if you and I differ. If we don't differ, then Santa may put us both on the nice list.
Yeah. I was going to say, depending on which way he goes, he may not be allowed in my house ever again, but
you're that strong.
He's already not allowed in the house because of my wife. So
you're that strong already on one of these movies, PJ?
No, actually, I don't know which one. I haven't put any thought into it.
Okay,
not yet.
All right,
but
we're going to get
be
the bracket published on social media. Once you see it, everybody share it. PJ, make sure you send it throughout the firm, asking people to share that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Absolutely.
Let's get a bunch of votes in, because the public may really help us. Like if it comes out to a 1, can you imagine? We may need to get an accountant in for this so that this is a fair vote, okay, and not rigged or any way influenced by Russia.
Right.
We don't want anybody influencing this vote. It's not going to be about fraud. It's going to be a clean, respected vote.
I say we just put a call through to Putin and see what he thinks. I would be interested to know which one he likes.
Well, I'm sure he has an opinion. I'm sure he has an opinion. All right, whichever one has the most snow or something like that, because it's cold in Russia. All right, anything else before we shut this one down? One more time, the announcement is that in our Christmas movie bracket, Kelly and PJ have helped us eliminate 2 movies today, bringing it to the final 2, the El Championshippo. Christmas Vacation.
That's going to be the name of the next podcast, El Championshippo.
Christmas Vacation versus Home Alone. Christmas Vacation versus Home Alone. You guys stew on that one. Let us know what you think. This has been Law Light, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtree. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you guys
for coming on and being a part of it. It's great to have you. PJ, start racking your brain on this one, buddy. It's a big one.
I have.
All right. From 530 Frederick Street, the high-rise white brick edifice, we are Travis, PJ, and Kelly, and we are out.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery of a sham, of a mockery of a travesty of two mockeries of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!